In today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 Much from the Baby Stone Gorillas. We're going to break down all his cases, and we're also going to break down how he would catch 3 new cases while he was in the LA County Jail. But let's dive right into it. And as most of you already know, Baby Stone Gorillas would be a rap group out of the BPS section, the Jungles to be exact. But now we're going to get into his first case. Let's dive right into it. And he was arrested on June 1st of 2021 at the age of 18. And on this case, it would be him and P4K. And he was charged with 1 count of robbery and 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon with force. But after sitting down for about 2 months, he would bail out for $50,000 on August 11th of 2021. But just 2 weeks after bailing out, they would refile a case on him on August 25th of 2021. But this one would be a misdemeanor, and they would charge him with 1 count of battery. But as you can see to the right, the offense date would be May 16th of 2021. And after sitting down for a few weeks, he would bail out for $20,000 on this case. But just a week after bailing out, he would be arrested again on September 11th of 2021. And this time he was arrested for carrying a concealed weapon on a person. He would then have to sit down for a few months, but on January 13th of 2022, he would bail out for $35,000. And they would also allow his bail from the other cases to stand. So in total, it would be $105,000 in bails. But unfortunately, just 4 months later, on May 20th of 2022, he would catch a whole new case again, but this one would be out of Orange County. And he was arrested for 1 count of second-degree burglary, 1 count of grand theft, and 1 count of receiving stolen property. But just 4 days after his arrest, they would allow him to post a $20,000 bail on May 24th of 2022. And they would also allow all his bails from LA County to stand also. So now at this point of the story, 5 Much was fighting 4 separate cases, and he was out on $125,000 worth of bails. But after a year of bailing out and fighting all these cases, on June 16th of 2023, he would take a few plea deals. He would take a plea on the assault with a deadly weapon, and he would have the robbery dismissed. And he would also take a plea deal on carrying a concealed weapon that same day. And they would give him 2 years of probation for the assault with a deadly weapon, and 2 years of probation for carrying a concealed weapon on a person. Then a few months after that, on March 8th of 2024, he would take a plea deal on the battery case, and they would give him 12 months of probation on that case. But unfortunately, just 6 months later, on September 11th of 2024, he would end up violating his probation, and he would go on the run, and they would put a warrant out for his arrest. He would then go on the run for the next few months, but he would continue dropping music. As you can see right here, their Brenshaw video dropped on December 8th of 2024 when he was on the run still. He was on the run for about 8 months, but he was arrested on May 20th of 2025. And don't forget that at this time, he was still fighting the case out of Orange County for the burglary. And they also had a warrant out for his arrest, and they labeled him a fugitive. But 5 Much would end up going to the LA County Jail for his probation violation. And this right here is when his life would kind of change a little bit. Let's break down his 3 new cases. On August 28th of 2025, he was arrested for 1 count of custodial possession of a weapon. And as you can see to the right, the offense date was July 28th of 2025. So pretty much they just caught him with a weapon in the LA County Jail. But like we said, this wouldn't be the only case he caught. He would catch 2 other cases. Let's break them down also. Just 1 week after he was arrested for having a weapon in the county, he would be arrested again on September 9th of 2025. But this time, him and 3 others were arrested for 1 count of battery with serious bodily injury. And as you can see to the right, the offense date would be September 9th of 2025, which would be the same day as the arrest date. And this would stem from a brawl inside of the LA County Jail, but since this is an open case, we're not going to dive too deep into it. But unfortunately for 5 Much, it didn't stop there because just 2 weeks later, on September 21st of 2025, he would pick up a whole new case again. And this time he was arrested for 2 counts of assault by any means of force possible, causing great bodily injury. And as you can see to the right, the offense date September 21st of 2025. So in a 4-month span of 5 Much being in the LA County Jail, he would pick up 3 new cases, 1 for having a knife, and 2 separate assault cases. And don't forget that he still has the open case out of Orange County for the burglary. But unfortunately for 5 Much, on September 30th of 2025, they would give him 2 years in the county jail for having a knife on him. And on that same day, they would revoke his probation for the assault with a deadly weapon and carrying a concealed weapon on a person. So at this point in time, 5 Much is in the county jail for 2 years while fighting 3 separate cases, which would be the case with the 3 co-defendants for the battery with serious injury and the 2 counts of assault causing great bodily injury. And he would still be fighting the burglary out of Orange County. But let's hope that 5 Much can at least beat them cases, considering that he caught most of them while being in the LA County Jail. And it's kind of crazy to think how he went on a probation violation and he caught 3 new cases, and on 1 of them he already got 2 years. But as of lately, I'm sure you guys heard about the controversy about 5 Much on the internet. and some people having some good and bad things to say about him. But let me know what you guys think about him in the comments. But comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. It's Respectable Rants.